Students across the Lowcountry either getting ready for school or they're planning to head back to class in the next week. And of course, it's a good time to remind people about the laws involving school buses. Trooper Bob here in the studio out of the traffic tracker this morning to explain what we need to know to keep our kids safe. You do this every year and it's so important. I think, you know, it's easy to sometimes forget the rules of the road when it comes to a school bus. What is the most important thing?
Well, one thing is a lot of new people move down here from other areas. We have military coming in and out of Charleston. Let's look at this 4-lane real quick right here, this animation. All right, so 4 lanes or 4 or more lanes, that's what the law says. Let's figure Ashley phosphate. That's 6 lanes across. So if the school bus stops in one direction, if you're approaching the school bus, 4 or more lanes, you do not need to stop if you're approaching. Here's another example of it. So some people get confused. They stopped on the 4-lane. Look. Rule of thumb, 4 more lanes, you don't need to stop. Okay. On a 2-lane roadway, if you're approaching the stop school bus, yes, you have to stop on a 2-lane. Now, regardless of how many lanes, if you're coming up behind the school bus, you have to stop if you're going in the same direction as the school bus. You're looking at a 6-point ticket, $1,000 fine, not to mention you can run someone over.
Oh, absolutely. It's so dangerous. When you mentioned the 4 or more lane roads, we were just talking about the median and some confusion over that. I think when one person sees somebody stop, then somebody else will. It can cause a crash, so that is the important takeaway.
I could post this on my social media, and like I do, I just posted yesterday, and people will comment about the raised median, concrete median, grass median. Take that out of it. That law is so old. That's when I was a young trooper. That law is like 2 decades old. So scratch the median. It matters if it's 4 or more lanes, you don't need to stop.
In terms of bus safety, with kids getting on the bus, walking to the bus, what are some tips that you've got for parents?
Well, just be especially careful if you're walking in front of the bus. Normally, if you're on the other side of the roadway on a 2-lane roadway, the school bus driver will stop and they'll make sure the cars are stopped before they flag you across. Never go behind the bus. Some of these buses don't have cameras. These older buses, the bus driver can't see. Also, if you drop something and it goes under the bus, let the bus driver know. Don't go get it.
Yeah. That's some serious stuff. Other tips that you've got for parents?
Well, there's always a question about seatbelts. How come buses don't have seatbelts? Well, it's called compartmentalization. I look at it like an egg carton. The egg carton keeps the egg safe when you're in your seat, not bouncing back and forth in between seats.
Standing up or doing anything.
You got to be in that seat. So there's padding in the front of the seat, behind the seat, and that'll keep you safe.
All right. Definitely, I know that's kind of an issue that parents, not just here in South Carolina, but nationwide have raised over the years.
The thing is, the bus driver has a lot of responsibility. So you got 30, 40 people on the bus. Try to, tone down the voice there. Pay attention to the bus driver. They've got a lot of responsibility. Let's try to help them out.
You've got kids screaming, yelling, cheering. It can be so distracting. There's just overall so many buses over the next week. We'll be back on our roads. It's always just good to be aware, slow down.
That too. Also, bus drivers, they've been learning these routes for the last couple of days. People are coming to new schools.
New drivers,
new entrances to the schools. They're trying to figure all this out. So be extra careful around the bus stops and the school zones. Remember, the school zone, when that light's flashing, that's a different speed limit than the one posted before that.
Yes, and they're watching. Police officers, deputies are watching.
Well, we want to keep everyone safe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the most important thing, of course. You always are posting information on your social media pages. What's your Facebook page where people can find you?
Trooper Bob. Trooper Bob, Twitter, Instagram, and
that's right. You're
Twitter.
on all the social medias.
I try to keep it all. I try to keep people informed. Some people are on Facebook, aren't on Instagram, so I try to help everyone out.
All right, Trooper Bob, our favorite traffic tracker. We're so glad that you joined us in the studio. Such important information.
Thank you, Mel.
As we